Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Another off-season war test. This probably might be my last one. I don't know. But well, I had a pretty good testing, so why not share the video and some things that, I've already kind of talked about in the last couple ones I've done. This particular round, I'm going to actually take Path 6 all the way. I'm bringing Warlock, Overseer, Havoc. Both Havoc and Overseer are debuff, detox, so they benefit with the attack. Global. And we've got a couple interesting fights. I didn't think these fights were going to be difficult, but at the same time, some of these I haven't even done all off season, so it was definitely interesting to, I guess just see what the damage can do. Now, it's not the first time I've used Overseer against Mordo, but definitely was nice to finally face him and just kind of knock off the dust as far as using Overseer. And you saw right there, man, I fucking sat there and did the stupid mistake of trying to hit him when he was stunned. And pretty much all I want to do is try to keep him in check, use the heavy taunt for him to throw the specials if needed, but I've got to find an opening. Worst case scenario, stick to the plan as far as doing the normal bait. If the power gain comes up, throw the heavy into him. And you'll see here, I do it right there. He throws the special just like I needed him to. And you can see I'm already kind of nuking him down. But, I like that SP3, man. That SP3 animation is pretty nasty. We're going to come out of this. Physical vulnerability debuff is going to be on him. And find an opening. Boom. Like, 2 hits, he's dead. He's done. Moving on. So we got King Groot. Now, last war, I didn't record the fight. I thought I did. He was on, I think, node 50. And I took him with Overseer. I think I had like a 50% health Overseer. And I pretty much nuked him down, man. The thing is, in this one, I don't have to worry about when he goes regen, it'll go unblockable. So I can kind of attack him a little bit more willingly, a little bit more aggressive. And you'll see that again. I'm I guess when I went to parry stun on Mordo and got a little happy and ate it, you see I kind of back away from the parry stuns. I don't really rely on counter attacking him. Just kind of let him throw the SP1. Let me build up some gamma and get into cosmic mode and then really try to well him down. This isn't a rank 4 King Groot. So not as tanky, but I mean, nonetheless, when the regen kicks on, he is regenning, but Overseer's just going to out damage him. And I didn't even have full gamma right there as far as 6. I think I had 4. I went on ahead. I wanted to hurry up and blitz the first couple of fights that I had because I had some stuff going on. I mean, it's Christmas Eve, and you can just see the damage, really nice damage. Not as great as if I would have had the 6 charges. But, I mean, it's still, it's still putting a hurting on him. I mean, he's supposed to get that guaranteed stun from that SP1, and you see he just shrugged that shit. He shrugged it like it wasn't nothing. Boom, he's done. So the first 2 fights, I mean, Overseer coming out pretty healthy. I did slap on a 20% boost. War one, 6-hour one. Man, I had some that just needed to get used. I don't really use a bunch of the 20% war boost because I'm normally trying to burn 20%ers or 30%ers because I usually have some in overflow. And then, of course, you got the black market store. So anyway, now there's actually another Nick Fury coming up that I will have to fight. So the hope was to get this one down with as much health. It's off season, so we're not doing a lot of big boost in as far as the gray war boost. But nonetheless, this does allow me to try to play Nick Fury's because I have a feeling that I'll be taking him a lot this season, and I don't have a problem with that. Um, Name of the game right here is get to the SP3. Is really what I want to do. Get to the SP3, knock down his health. I do not have mutant power back boost, so I'm not able to kind of chain those SPs fast. But because of the nature of the fight, like I know it's going to take me some time to build up. Plus, I get passive power gain with Havoc anyway. Maybe that's not passive. Maybe that's the wrong word. I'm describing it, but nonetheless, I know I'm gonna have plenty of time to build back up to another SP3. So we're in the second life bar. I'm pretty much in control. He's starting to tick down pretty good, and you can see, man, I'm already at like 2 bars of power. I want to keep him at SP2 if I can. I want to avoid the SP1, especially in a second life. Keep trying to remove those prowess charges. And he plays ball. I saw that the debuffs were sticking. I've talked about this in the off season. It lets me know it's safe to throw the SP3. He's done. That fight couldn't have gone any better than I wanted it to. All right, so next up, there's a Ebony Maul, and he is on Hazard Shift, Incinerate, and Shock. So ideally, I would have wanted to use that Overseer, but he's on the Hazard Shift. So I know that Havoc is going to go through the roof, especially in the Shock shift. Big thing is try to get the heavy, play him like you normally would. But man, I'll tell you, I didn't play clean. You see, I just took a little combo there. I've got to knock him down. I see that we're in shock phase, so I really want to start hitting him and let those debuffs stack up pretty fast to get the plasmas down. And that's what I was kind of hoping for in this fight, that I would play clean and I would get him down, mainly through those when I was in shock. It's still safe to hit him, and I'm still going to, ramp up a bit and incinerate, but not as much as you do in shock. I tell you what, that message messed me up, man. And you see that there, I had the heavy, that dude was stacked. He didn't go down. Had he went down, I probably would have got the solo. But that message did kind of mess me up. If I would have been running full war boost, that would have been a solo. I'm going to clean him up. We'll move on to Nick Fury. But you just got to imagine, I'm going to go into this Nick Fury fight not as healthy, but I will tell you, I am going to slap on a regen war boost. I really don't use those during season. And I still had a team level 3 health pot. And so I did what I could to put a little bit of health into this rank 4 Havoc. And he's got a 20% boost on. So you can imagine you're not even getting the amount of health you could get because you're running boost right now. You're going to see it. I'm going to slap the regen on. Like I said, I really don't use those. I probably use them more in off-season than season. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to slap. Where is it at? I think I had one left. I wasn't even sure if I had anything like this. And I was like, oh, yeah, look, I got one. So I put it on. Plus, I knew I was going to use Overseer for some other fights. So why not? A little bit of health kind of moved him back up to health full bar. So we are on Rooted, and I faced Nick Fury here a couple of times already. Soloed a couple of times, and then there was times where I went in with like 5% health. Was like, yeah, do what you can, die, then heal up. If you notice there, bubble charges or the bubble shield got out of hand. And I ate that one to the face, man. I paused it for you. Rooted came on, but because I'm debuff detox, I was able to shake right out of that. I didn't throw a special, as you saw. And this fight is probably a little bit more nerve-wracking than the Hazard Shift of Nick Fury's place there. And it's because you're not going to get those plasma debuffs like racking and stacking fast. Now, I was really hesitant. I wanted to throw the SP3 and go on ahead and get him down. But I figured, let's just play it a little safe. On this node, he gains power fast to SP2, and then he stops really gaining power, so you don't have to worry about too much after he gets to the SP2. But because of that extra power gain that helps him get to the SP2, in my opinion, it actually makes Nick Fury a lot easier on this node if you're going to use him or, say, Colossus. And that way his tactical charges don't get out of hand if he's constantly throwing at SP1. And this was good damage. Again, I don't get the power back. Had I got that power back, yeah, he'd have been dead, man. He'd have been dead. You saw there, he whiffed that attack. The bubble shield allowed him to be unblockable. He whiffs that one, and then, I don't know, man. You saw he had a Fury, and then, I don't know, I just couldn't dex or whatever the fuck, but I took that on the block and died. I'll have to revive, go back in, and then finish him up. Anyways, Merry Christmas to everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful time wherever you're at. I'm out here burning a little bit of some firewood. I'm in my workshop because it's freezing cold and I got a heater in here. And I recorded these fights. My war is over. I figured to do this and load it before I get busy later tonight. Really just going to be drinking, and tomorrow will be, I don't know, it's going to be probably a no-show day for me. All right, so we got Mr. Negative, and I know he is a UG champ benefits. I had to double check the node. I mean, I've taken these nodes in the past many times, but I wanted to take a check. You saw that level 3 team health boost got him back up to 100%. Overseer doesn't have debuffs. The physical vulnerability doesn't count as damaging debuffs. So I don't have too much to worry about as far as the light and the dark and the reverse control and all that crap. But what I am going to do is I am going to play it a little bit of safe here because I'm pretty tanky, and I've been drinking. And I'm going to try to get to at least that 3 gamma before I rip a special and really start pounding on them. And you can see how much longer it takes versus, say, Mr. Negative, as far as me gaining gamma. But it's a pretty safe fight. I want to say I waited to get to 4 because I was getting tired of waiting. I was like, Jesus, man. And you can see it. Not a whole lot of action here. I'm just kind of like, let me get it. There it was. I got tired of it. And I'm going to get some pretty good damage. God, man, you got to love those animations on that SP3. And let's see. Look at his health bar. Look how fast Cosmic Mode goes away. I don't know what the hell or who that is. And that's all she wrote. Mr. Negative is down. We're going to get ready to move on. And I brought Warlock as a 3rd attacker for this Bishop. I was going to run Omega Sentinel, but I needed to dust off my Warlock. And let alone against, say, Bishop on how you play him. Really the name of the game here was parry a few times, get the infection going, a couple small hits here, try to keep him under that 1 bar power, and work my way to the SP2, rip them, and then just kind of do that. Now, in this fight, I didn't slow it down. I probably should have. But, man, the block damage, I got to go back and read this node. And I'm drinking tonight, so I definitely did not do my homework before I shot this video as far as doing the voiceover. But man, his block damage starts, look at my health bar. And I slowed it down here because I dex like a chump, mistimed that delayed heavy and ate it. I'll get it right here coming up. Boom. And you can see we're just kind of keeping it simple, light, let that infection work. Now, my Warlock is rank 3, Sig 20, so my degen isn't really that great because he's not really full Sig, but, he gets the job done. I'm going to solo this, but it is not pretty. Warlock is a champ I'm considering to take to rank 4 because of War. Not just War, he's great in Battlegrounds. He's great in all the content. But I've always loved Warlock. It took me a long time to get him. Then when I got him, I used I was able to awaken him. I want to say it was 4th of July. And then I took him up. But you can see here where it was looking a little shaky, the fight's under control, it just took me longer to get that kind of damage that I wanted. And plus, like I said, I don't know, man, I got to go back and read that node. All right, last 2 fights are boss fights. We're going to use Overseer for 1, and I thought about using Overseer for that CGR on 49 Hazard Shift, but I decided to go with Havoc. This, again, isn't anything new as far as me fighting a Ebony Maw, but one of the things to showcase is it's, the damage cap is capped on this node, but not for Overseer's big red numbers. You don't have to worry about the regen on this node in regards to him regenning and then the Vigorous Assault kicks in and he's unblockable. You do want to rely on the heavy to kind of keep him in check with, kind of faithfully throwing those SP1s. Avoid the SP2 if you can. And you'll see. I'm already at 5 gamma. I really wanted the SP3 to get the big damage with the physical vulnerability debuff on them. And at the same time, I'm really considering throwing it. But I needed that heavy to make sure that focus was off. Now, watch this. Hit him with the Silver Surfer board. Feed his teeth. Chop him down. And let's start watching the beauty work on these numbers. Now, I wanted to get a heavy in. You can't get too aggressive. You saw he was already at like 2 bars. You can't lose track of that. Look at these numbers. SP1. All right. We're going to feed him some more. Look at these numbers. Beautiful. Just beautiful. So much for the damage cap on that node. Getting the retaliation, special concussion. I mean, everything's going good, but something here gets me, kind of catches me off guard. I was so like, yep, I'm going to end this dude really fast. Watch this. This falter is going to land on me, and I totally not paying attention to it. And it's pretty funny, but it wasn't funny when I was doing this fight, even though it's off season. Because I really was like, man, I'm going to solo this dude with like, see the falters on, about to uppercut his teeth. I swift it and look at the degen kicked in. I was a little worried. I throw the SP3 because I really for a second there until I watched this back, I didn't know if that degen, I was going to come out of this SP3 with degen still on me. You see it didn't. I'm at 14% and look at these numbers. I'm already in cosmic mode, dead. And you're getting 10K burst plus what, some 7,000 behind it. Too easy. That was the wrestler Boss Island. I wasn't sure which fight I wanted to take. I saw CGR and I hadn't fought one. And this is where last round there was an Infinity War Iron Man. And I showcased Overseer, but his health was low. And that was hit inside poison phase and I would stack gamma really fast. But because I had just a little bit more health with this Havoc, this is pretty embarrassing for whoever CGR this is. What am I, 39% is, and I still have the 20% boost on. It's like probably like 20 or 30 minutes or something like that. So name of the game is I'm pretty good at his SPs as far as dexing the SP1. Hitting the incinerate phase, don't hit in poison. Be patient. Get to a SP3, rip them. Now, everything is going as planned. I don't think I have a slip up in this fight at all. In fact, I don't know. I'm watching it back for the first time with you guys. You saw that plasma detonation, man. That was some big numbers at 10K. That's another reason why I really love Havoc with some of these nodes with the hazard shift. Is like you got to play it slow anyway, unless it's incinerate and shock. You could just free willingly hit it, but I mean, look, man, he's a tank. Well, not really a tank health pool wise. Watch this SP3. You know he's gonna have some plasma. Look at that. 14K plus the 97 off the SP3. Game over. Subscribe if you like. That was it. That was 8 fights. Drop 2. Should have had solos, but hey, it's off season. Deuces. Merry Christmas.